box, and work back from there. And sometimes you got to prioritize. If you're doing two things at the same time, if you need to season your chicken at the same time you're taking the brisket off, it's probably more important to get that brisket off when it's done cooking than it is to season the chicken. So I would have one of those. A lot of the ones that are 5 minutes apart, those are things that would normally happen at the same time, and I'm always doing the most important thing first. Has everyone cooked all the meats that you're going to be cooking here? Mostly, some, a little bit yes, a little bit no. Back to be comfortable. Which meat is everyone most intimidated by? You can start with that one as a good go back.
On the smoker?
Yep.
The ribs.
The ribs. So I do beef ribs just like I do brisket, just a short timeline. So I'm going to cook them for probably about 3 hours. I'm going to wrap them, and they're going to be in there for another 3 hours. I'm going to season them almost the same as I season a brisket. Just like a brisket, you want it to feel like butter. We probe it with temperature probe.
And with judging, do you get judged poorly if they fall off the rib?
Yeah, so beef ribs are probably going to be a little bit different in the standard ACF contest of pork ribs. They do not want them to be fall off the bone. They want to be able to take a bite, leave a bite mark on there, but they still want it to be tender. So that's
right. So what's your temps been on a beef rib on the smoker to be able to have that?
I would guess about. It depends on what temperature you're cooking. The hotter you cook at, the higher your finish temperature. So I would probably do those at 275 or 300.
So you're cooking those that hot?
And I would guess probably 204. I would start checking them at 195, and once they start to feel a little tender, that's when I pull them off. I've never cooked a beef rib in competition, but that would be my. I wouldn't go any. I would guess above 204. You're going to start going off. So as far as the judging goes, they're going to judge you on appearance, taste, and tenderness. And those are weighted. So appearance is the least amount of your final score. Tenderness is second, and taste is the most important. The taste and tenderness are kind of tied together. If you don't cook them right, it's going to hurt your tenderness score and your taste score. So basically, the most important thing is to cook it until it's done and take it off. If you've got to sacrifice appearance points, or taste points, or tenderness points, do it. Because an appearance point is only worth about half a point of your final score, or a taste point is like 2.5, and a tenderness is about 2 points. So those taste and tenderness points are heavily weighted on your score. So you're going to do, you have to put at least six samples of each entry in the box. So 6 chicken thighs or turkey thighs, 6 individually cut bones of ribs, and at least 6 pieces of brisket. You don't cut those all the way through, and the judge picks it up, so if you miss your ribs and they pick up and there's 2, they're only going to count that as 1 piece. So then if you only put 6 in there, 2 of them attached, one judge is not going to get a piece of it. You're actually going to be disqualified from that judge. So you'll get 5 scores instead of 6. Obviously, it's not going to go well for your overall score.
Let me share with the group here something different than this year. And I really talk about this either. We have 28 certified judges and our 2 supervisors coming in. But this year, we have 5 celebrity judges. So what I decided to do was, after they go through the training with the supervisors and everybody, we're putting them outside. And they're going to judge you outside, so other people can come around and they can ask them any question they want, but you can't ask the certified judges anything. And they can ask anything about, how do you judge, the tenderness and all this he's saying here. You're just not allowed to tell them who you voted for. And we're going to have 2 sets of prizes. One will be for the certified judges, where you'll be vying for the cash prizes and some plaques and trophies. And then the certified judges will do a grand champion and 4 category winners. And and those will be for plaques and trophies. And we're going to try to build that up to see if we can make that something interesting and exciting. On the other hand, we go the opposite way too. So I just wanted to share with you that you're going to be judged by two different teams.
So are those judges going to come around during turn-ins, after turn-ins?
No, what they're going to do is when turn-ins are coming in, I'm going to have one of the certified judges turn in to the team outside what they have to judge.
Okay.
You know, so it's all going to be done at the same time.
Okay. So you don't need to factor that in extra every time?
No.
Okay.
No.
I've done some outside judging before where they do it during the tournament.
What?
So are we having to put 7 servings in? Because
Oh,
otherwise,
that's a good question.
Yes, you're going to have to turn in extra.
Extra servings for the,
so are we packaging them separate?
yeah, they'll be packaged in those white containers.
So we need double what you told us.
I would think that is correct, and I'm glad you brought that up, Rebecca. I knew we needed to do that.
So it'll be 2 boxes to turn in?
Yeah, you have 2 boxes to turn.
With 6 servings in each, or 6 in one?
No, you can put the same thing in each one.
We're not going to have enough.
Huh? You're not
We
what?
have to put, we don't have to
12
put
slices.
6 and 6. We
Yeah,
have to
12.
put 6 and 1.
6 and
Correct.
6.
6 and 6.
12 slices.
Oh. So
We didn't even
if
have
the other
six.
judges outside, all they need to judge is 1. You're right.
Okay, so
Yeah,
1
right.
serving in the separate box,
That
and
is
6
accurate.
servings in the regular.
Right. Right.
Good question. So since we're talking about boxes, this is no garnish still, like last year, no garnish?
No garnish.
So you don't have to worry about any of the stuff that a normal quesadillas. We're building boxes with parsley and kale, all kinds of stuff, so it's actually not allowed in this competition, just your meat in the box. One of the other most important things, other than getting them turned in, is put your best meat in the box. If you've got 8 beautiful ribs, but one of them's tough, or don't put them in there. A full box looks better. You're going to get more appearance points if you've got a full box. But if you've only got 6 good pieces of chicken, don't put 2 more in there or 3 more in there just to make the box look full. Because you don't know, the judges don't necessarily take those pieces of meat out of the box and you put them in there. Even if you had 6 and 6 ribs in there, they're not necessarily going to take the front 6. So if you're trying to hide bad pieces in the back or something, don't count on that. They'll find them.
So are they judging on appearance of the meat in your box, or are they, so they're not judging on the meat, the appearance of the meat of each individual piece that
Right.
they
They're
get?
gonna, so the way they take the box, and they're gonna open it up and show the entire table, the box as you turn it in. And that's where your appearance score comes in. And then they'll start, the first judge, they kind of rotate for each category, so the first judge that gets the first category will be the last judge to get the second category. Start warning for the chicken and then ribs later. Either way, they're gonna, so they'll show everyone the whole box, and that's when all the judges will write down their appearance score at that point.
Right.
They start at one end, they pass the box around, and the judges will take the meat out of the box.
So they're not taking the piece of meat out until everyone's judged it on appearance?
Correct.
So they're not judging on brisket on appearance when they pick it up and the texture and pull and all of that?
Correct.
They're
That's good.
judging on how it looks in the box?
Exactly. They're basically, the easiest way to think about it is when they open that box, do they want to eat it? If they're, see that thing and they can't wait to grab one of those pieces of chicken or a piece of brisket, they're gonna score you high. If it looks dry or if it's sloppy, that's when you're gonna start to get your appearance points deducted.
So Tony, the mistake we made last year is we gave the smokers only 1 brisket. And that's why we ran out of samples. This year, they're each getting 2 briskets. And then there's going to be 4 smokers that have already told me who they are, who will accept an extra grill, an extra Weber, and we're going to give each one of them 2 extra briskets because we get geared for 18. So that's 8 briskets, and that way I think we're going to have plenty of samples. But those 2 and the extra grill have nothing to do with the judging.
Yeah, so back to the best meat in the box. If you got 2 briskets, I would focus on one for your competition and use your other one for samples. don't get too caught up. And if you mess one up, then you kind of have a backup, so that's good in that way. But sometimes you can kind of get in your head if you're trying to get them both perfect and losing track of which one is which. Just be careful of that and just focus on one, get it perfect, then worry about the other one. Yep. That's how I would do it if I
Can I
had
ask
to.
a silly question?
No,
So,
no silly questions.
why, you say focus on one, if you're seasoning it exactly the same, if you're putting it on at the same time, same
They're-
tip,
They're not going to finish at the same time.
Meat will be different.
Yeah, every animal's different. You'll be surprised. One of those might finish half an hour, 45 minutes.
Remember, you got one at the bottom, one at the top.
Exactly. So I would, personally, if I was cooking two, I would focus on one for my competition and just make sure that one's perfect. In a competition, I only cook one brisket. There are some people that cook two, and then the theory behind that is you mess one up, you've got another one, but I've just seen a lot of people make the mistake of they're checking this one, they're programming, and they're comparing them, and then they start slicing them, and they taste them, and all of a sudden your time's gone, and you just throw the box together because you ran out of time, because you're spending so much time deciding which one to use that I would take a look at the two briskets that I got handed, pick which one I like the best based on the marbling and the thickness. I'll look at first which one has the most marbling. That's going to be my number one criteria on the brisket. If they're about equal, I will look how thick they are, since they look better if they're taller in the box. And then those would be the main two things I would look at in the brisket.
Do you separate the flat and the point on where you?
I completely separate. I actually don't even take the point to the campsites. I don't turn the ends. That's kind of been a recent trend is people not turning their ends. So if you don't, a brisket's got two parts. It's got the flat, which is kind of the leaner part. It's what I call the top. And then the point is on the bottom side, which is where the fat half is at. And his question is, do you separate when you cook them? In a competition, I do separate them, so that those are two separate, because those are different fat content, they cook differently. So you can, if you're going to turn them both in, you separate them. When your flat's done, you can take it off and leave the point on, or if it's the flat's running behind, you can take the point off. Since they're two different muscles, they cook differently, and it just gives you an opportunity to treat them individually. So if you're going to turn in both flat and point, one of the people use the point to make burn ends, you're going to want to put at least 6 samples of each in there. The judges are going to take one of each. If you give them options in the box, they're going to take a sample of each and then average your score. So if you have a really good burn end and your slices are just okay, just turn the burn ends, because they're going to, you get all 9s on your burn end and you get all 7s on your flat, they're going to average those two and give you 8s. So if you've got one piece of meat that's perfect and you're not very happy with the other type of meat, only go one in the box, would be my advice. Any questions so far? About brisket or any other things? As far as the turn-in procedure goes, so you get 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after the turn-in window. So if your turn-in's at 3:30, you can turn it in as early as 3:25 and as late as 3:24:59. Your box has to be on the turn-in table before it hits 5 minutes after the turn-in window. And there's nothing worse than missing that turn-in window, trust me. If you go on Facebook, you can see me turning in a brisket with 4 seconds left on the clock.
And I believe because we have so many judges, our supervisors told me that we're going to use some of the judges for other things.
Yeah, they'll use them as volunteers
They'll use
at the
it.
turn-in table, or
Right.
pass out.
So, they'll be there to make sure you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, you can't win if you don't turn in, so at all costs, make sure you hit that turn-in window. I normally turn in my first meat at the beginning, so it would be brisket in this case. I turn in brisket, I turn in the first entry at the beginning of the turn-in window. Because all those judges have been sitting in that judging room, they check in about an hour and a half before the judging starts. So they've been sitting there and they're ready to eat. So I try to get them food right at the beginning of that turn-in window, at the first one. The next two, really anywhere in the window. I try to be in the beginning, but it doesn't always work out that way. On the last turn, I actually wait until the very end of the turning window. And the reason is, your box is going to have a number on it. That's your team number. But what happens is once you turn it in, the contest reps are actually going to renumber it. So the judges don't know which number your box is. That way it's a double blind system. You can't text your buddy in the judging area and say, I'm box number 5, because they're going to change all the numbers. You're also going to make sure that your box doesn't hit the same table twice. So if you've got 20 teams, there's going to be at least 20 judges, and your brisket won't go to the same judges that gave your chicken. They won't get your turkey entry, your rib entry. So by the time it gets to the 4th entry, it takes those contest reps a lot longer to renumber them, and double check which entries your table was gone to. So if you turn in your ribs at the beginning of the window, they're going to sit there for 10 minutes by the time they get all the boxes, renumber them, and pass them out. So you might have had the best rib you've ever cooked, but is it still that good 15 minutes later? It's been sitting on the table. So that's my turn-in strategy. Is again, don't push it so far that you're going to miss the turn-in. But I kind of start at the beginning and just kind of work through the turn-in window, just to make sure those judges are getting the freshest food they can. And it's just those little details that might get you an extra point or two. That a lot of these contests are determined by tenths of a point. So if you would just get those little details, it helps. Any questions so far? Any questions from our Skype people?
Skype people, any questions? Oh, good.
Has everyone cooked on the smoking ovens before? Weber. So you're going to get a Weber smoking oven like this, and you're also going to get a 22-inch Weber grill. So we're going to run through these real quick. So part of your planning process is you're going to have to decide which meats you're going to cook on which smokers or which cooking apparatus. Determine how much space you have. With 2 briskets, you're probably going to have to get a little creative on how you do these. Here, these are here so you guys can see it. I've seen a lot worse. So for you guys that haven't used one of these before, you're going to have all your charcoal goes down to this bottom part. Sits on the grate. You all sit over there. So, most people cooked on these before? Everyone hasn't cooked on these?
Not exactly.
That's good. Level playing field. So, this is where your charcoal goes down the bottom part. It just sits on this grate. So the way that I do these is I pour all my charcoal in there, like pretty full to the top of this ring. The 22 inches, they're going to hold about a bag of charcoal almost in there. And then to light it, I just take a charcoal chimney, about 2/3 of the way full. You're just going to pour that right in the center on top of your unlit charcoal. And what that's going to do is it'll just light in the center and then just slowly throughout the cook burn out to the sides. You shouldn't have to add more charcoal. You want to keep an eye on it, but if you light that just in the center like that and leave your air vents about, it depends on what temperature you're cooking at. But your air vents are going to be a half or 3/4 open, and that's going to give it just enough oxygen to just slowly burn through that charcoal. So if you start it like that, you shouldn't have to worry too much about adding charcoal throughout the process. I like to put the wood chunks in that unlit charcoal. That way, as it's cooking, it's going to start to hit those wood chunks, and it's going to give you smoke throughout the entire cook. If you wait and just don't put any wood chunks in that charcoal, and just throw them on top, they're going to burn, and then you have to have more, and then they're going to burn. So I kind of do both. I put the chunks inside and just mix in with that charcoal, the unlit charcoal, and then once I throw my first meat on, I might throw 1 or 2 more chunks on top just to get it rolling. But if you mix it in there, that'll give you smoke throughout that entire process, so you don't have to keep worried about it.
Tony, let me ask you a question about
Yep.
the charcoal and the chips.
Yep.
We had a ton of it left over after the first year.
Yeah.
So last year, we told all the smokers to bring their own.
Okay.
But I got like 30 bags downstairs. Some people tell me it's perfectly okay, and some people
As
tell
long
me
as
that
it's, as long as it's dry, it'll be fine.
as long as it's dry,
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah, as long as it's been stored dry. If you've had it in like a walk-in cooler or anything like that,
No,
that'll
No.
get moisture on it, but if it's dry, it should be fine.
I'm gonna open it up, and if we can give this to some, if not all of you, I'll just give you those charcoals down and stuff down there. Except you got a problem, I can't carry it up the steps.
So once you get that lit, so you're going to control your temperature based on these air vents. There's 3 air vents along the bottom, and then there's going to be 1 air vent right on the lid. So the more open those air vents are, the hotter your temperature is going to be. So about halfway open is going to get you in the 225, 250 range. If you want to cook hotter than that, probably three-quarters of the way open is going to get you to 275. All the way open everywhere. You get closer to 300, 325.
What temperature gives you the greatest absorption of the smoke into meat?
So the longer, the meat is only going to absorb the smoke until it hits like 160.
Right, so what, are you better off having it at 200 for the first?
You can. I normally cook, if I'm cooking on the W7, I'm going to be 225, 250. I'm going to be higher on beef ribs. And then once you wrap, if you decide to wrap, a lot of people wrap their meats in foil. You can crank it up and push it through. So if you're up behind schedule, you can wrap it, crank it up, and it's not going to change your flavor.
Okay, and that was my next question.
Yeah.
Foil or paper?
I'm a foil person because I'm almost always wrapping, especially in competition. I'm adding liquid to the wrap, like a beef stock or a beef consomme or something like that. Just more moisture. It's going to cook faster too because at that point you're...
So you're adding, but you said you're wrapping after you hit temp, where it's
Yeah.
not absorbing the smoke anymore.
Right. So once it hits 260 or 160, 170,
Okay.
I'm gonna this will work for anything. It's brisket, ribs. So once it hits that 160, it's not going to take any more smoke. So at that point, I'm going to wrap it in foil, add some liquid, and put it back on there. So that's going to speed up the cooking process, and you can add some more moisture of that liquid in there. It's actually going to cook significantly faster once you wrap it. If you don't wrap it, it's called the stall. Basically, around that 160 mark, it's going to stay at 160 for like an hour or 2 hours. As the surface moisture starts to evaporate, it's kind of like when you sweat. It cools the meat down. So there's going to be a window there. If you don't wrap, it's just going to stay
So,
at
but
temperature
is
for a
that
long
not
time.
going to make a better bar?
So normally, once it hits that 160, the bark should be set at that point. There's a lot of people that do, they call it the scratch test. If you can scratch it and rub it with your finger and then the rub stays on there, that's set. And it should still be okay once you wrap it. I would say in competition cooking, 95% of our people are wrapping in foil. Paper's great, and not wrapping's great, but that's statistically most people at a competition, that's what people are doing.
Okay, and you're just adding a stock and not with any sauce at that point?
You can add sauce. You can get as creative as you want there. I'm normally for brisket just doing like a.
So what are the judges looking for?
It's the magic question, isn't it?
Yeah.
On brisket, probably like a beefy flavor, but not pot roast. So there's kind of like a fine line between there. It's going to be probably more beefy than a backyard brisket, and adding that stock in there does that, stock or beef consomme. You don't want to like submerge it in liquid. It's just enough to, don't put on more than like halfway over the brisket. It's just, that creates steam in there, it cooks, it cooks faster. It's going to just add a little bit of beefiness to it. You can do the same thing with the beef ribs.
And what about
Uh,
turkey? So it doesn't become stringy once you start adding?
Turkey, that's a better question. I don't know that I would wrap turkey.
Okay.
Chicken, or chicken thighs or turkey fries. The most common way people cook turkey or chicken thighs in a competition, they're going to cook it for an hour uncovered, probably in a foil pan because that'll hold its shape better. And then they're going to cover it in butter and wrap it up. And that'll make the skin back there.
I'll just correct you, here we can't cover it.
Okay, well then you don't have to worry about that. I have seen people use chicken stock in that case then, they'll almost
Yeah.
like,
We have that.
yeah, they'll kind of like, it's technically, you can't entirely cover it, there's a rule in KCBS that says you can't parboil. But their ruling is that if it's not completely submerged, it's not parboiling, so that's another, you can just use chicken stock instead. Good questions. Any other questions?
So are you cooking all the meats at the same temperature? Yeah, but some of these are on all day and then others are.
Right.
So are you cooking all of them at the same temperature or are you bumping it up when the turkey and chicken goes on?
So I would probably do the turkey and the chicken on. I normally do cook them slow, but if you want to go on fast, it's certainly an option. And a lot of people do it because when you get sleep, you don't have to even start until 4:35 in the morning.
Things like, come on,
So that's definitely a valid argument. There's a lot of people that win on that.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
So once you have your charcoal in there, you're going to put the middle section on. You can't still see that there. Basically the two shelves in here. These brackets right here are going to hold the water pan in your first rack, and then you're going to have your top rack on top. So that just goes right inside. So this is the water pan that goes, it's going to be sitting basically right above that charcoal. I do run it with water in there, so that's going to help stabilize your temperatures because it's just basically a big heat sink. It adds moisture to the process, and it's just a big mass. It's going to store heat, so it's going to take some of the variance out of your process. I think your scat box.
What are we doing?
Yeah, so you're going to have a bottom rack here, and the top rack. Those do run a little bit different temp, about 10 or 15 degrees. So just keep an eye on it. Depending on how much water you have in there, the bottom one actually runs a little bit cooler because it's right above the water. So if you're going to do both your briskets on there, what you can do is when you wrap them, flip them. And the one that was on the top rack, on the bottom, the one that was on the bottom, on the top. And that will help account for that difference in temperature.
Sorry if I missed this. How much water do you put in?
I fill it up pretty much the whole way. When you wrap it, you're going to want to check and see if you need to add more. On these bigger ones, you're probably not going to have to add water. It's easiest to do it when you're wrapping because it is kind of hard to get in there once it's running. So if you're running low while you've got your brisket off, if you're going to wrap your briskets while you have them off, that's a good time to check it and add more water. You can sometimes kind of add it through the door, but it gets a little sloppy. It's doable. You can add charcoal or wood through the door if you need to. If your charcoal's running low, you can throw some on there. If you're in a situation where you think you're almost out of charcoal, you can lift this off while you've got being on there. It's a little heavy and hot, but it's if you've got gloves on, it's not too bad. Like cotton gloves or heat gloves. You can just grab the lid and just be careful not to spill. Yeah, just be careful so you don't keep it level so you don't spill the water. But it's not going to hurt your cooking process. If you need to take it apart for some reason and fix what's going on in there, do it. So you shouldn't have any problem fitting 2 briskets on here. You could probably fit 2 briskets and the ribs if you got creative. So I would probably do the ribs and the brisket even with 2 briskets on the Smoky Mountain and the turkey.
And is there a position where your meat's going to absorb the most smoke in it, or does it not matter if it's on the bottom or top?
It's pretty even on here, so I don't think they're both going to get quite a bit of smoke on there. You do want to avoid the edges. The edges are just a little bit hotter, so if you get, especially like if the edge of the brisket's thin and you've got it all right against the edge, it's probably going to get a little crispy out there. So I would just try to keep everything centered. These are big enough that you shouldn't have a problem with that. On the smaller, they make an 18-inch version. Sometimes those get a little tight with brisket. The trick you can actually do, if you need the rib on these, you can do that here too. If you put like a wood chunk or a ball of foil underneath the brisket, it's actually going to arch it, and you pick up like 3 or 4 inches. Because it's, so like, if this would be brisket, that's taking up that much space. If you put a chunk of wood under there and arch it,
So that
it
it's,
just made it shorter.
and is that going to affect any?
Well, and, there's actually some people that prefer to do that because when it's arched like that, the liquid can't pull on top of it.
It's like a beer can.
Exactly. So it's going to force, if you do that, it forces the juices to run off of it, so you're not going to have any spots that are pulling the liquids on there. So some people that do that no matter what, if it's or not, they do it just to force the liquid from collecting on top of it.
Excuse me, folks, does anybody know how to use GoToMeeting?
Go to meeting?
GoToMeeting?
Go to meeting.
It just disappeared and everybody's writing into me, they lost it. And this is.
And what about alcohol?
Drinking? I normally wait till after turn. Yeah, the chunks is what I normally use. If you guys are in there with the charcoal, they should last quite a while. I mean, if you want to use chips, those are good to like, if you need to get smoke quick. Like a lot of people sauce their meats and then put them back on to get more smoke flavor at the end. That would be the time where you can throw a handful of chips in there because you can get that smoke, a lot of smoke quick.
Okay.
Smoke
So
likes
it's
moisture.
still going to absorb,
Yes.
it will?
Yes.
Or are you looking to smoke your sauce?
You can put, if you put sauce meat on there for 10 minutes, you can tell the difference that it's having more smoke.
That is nice.
Yeah. So the last thing you add is the first thing the judge is going to taste. And smoke is another ingredient. So if you sauce it and then smoke it, they're going to get that smoke right away. So it's,
And how is that in relationship to judging?
they like smoke. So I think that's.
Well, I found out last year, they don't like flavor. That was like the biggest complaint on every one of my judges, was too much flavor.
Yeah,
So like I'm just curious.
Yeah, it can be frustrating. I've gotten comments before on my brisket that said it tastes like beef. They apparently didn't
Hysterical.
want that on their
Better
record,
than
you know.
tastes like
Next
beef.
time I'll make it there, right back.
That's good.
It is on Facebook, it was on Facebook, it got disconnected. Yeah, I think it is still live, but I'm not positive. It disconnected at the same time yours did. I think it's red, so I think it's still connected. Normally it's like a play on there. But yeah, that's definitely a way to add more smoke, is put it back on there for just a few minutes again. Some more. So you got comment cards.
Yes.
That is actually a pretty rare occurrence. So
Really?
yes, it's
First, did we all get comment cards last year?
Get what?
Didn't we all get comment cards last year?
Comment? I think so.
yeah. So those are actually optional. The judges do not have to fill the comment cards out.
Oh.
So it's it can definitely be a frustrating experience when you turn something in and you think it's good and they don't always get the feedback. So
Okay.
that's good that they.
We won't let the judges leave it until we give you say so.
I do know several of the judges that judge here last year. They actually really like the food.
Can I tell you something? On the very first day I sent the note out, 17 immediately signed up for last year. They really like what was going on up here.
Yeah, so I talked to them afterwards. I'm friends with a lot of the judges. And one of the biggest things they took away from this versus a standard competition, the standard KSBS, everyone is turning in the same thing, basically. Because there's a lot of people that do it, that'll do 15 or 20 competitions a year. And kind of everything kind of trends towards what's scoring well. So that turns into kind of its own style of competition barbecue, where everyone is turning in very similar things. The judges are doing the same thing over and over again. So a lot of them were talking about how cool it was to do this, where they're getting stuff that's different.
But they were looking for, that's the
Some of them
problem, is that they
don't.
weren't looking for the difference.
Yeah, I don't know how that impacts the scoring, but I afterwards talked to them, they did talk about how that was, they enjoyed that part of it, so I don't. Yeah,
The winners, I'm sure, were probably just fine.
one thing you'll quickly learn in competition barbecue is it doesn't matter what you think, it's only about the
It's all
six.
about
Yeah, it's only about the. Any other questions while we're? Sure what that was, but.
Oh, that was our air conditioning turning off.
Yeah, so on your cattle grill, the way that I would probably set that up is indirect heat, so you can push your charcoal all the way to the sides or all the way to one side. And that's going to give you, one side of that grill that's either the center or one side of it, depending on if you push it all to one side or you push it all to the edges. It's going to give you indirect heat, and if you need to speed things up, you can push it towards the charcoal and get more heat that way.
Can you talk a little bit about spritzing?
So I normally, I'll spritz, like if it's really dry and it's not to the wrap point yet, I'm not opening that thing up and spritzing it every 20 minutes or anything like that. That's going to slow down the bark if you're doing it that frequently. And you've got a whole pan of water in there, so this is a pretty humid environment to begin with. So I normally don't really just let it go unless it's, if it looks dry and it's not ready to wrap, that's when I'll start to.
What about your other meats?
On chicken I do butter, so since that's, I'm not familiar about that here. I would probably do the same thing. I would let the rub set a little bit before if you just start spritzing right away, it's just going to wash all your rub off. But I'm trying to think how to do the chicken without.
What about mark?
So on the thighs, the chicken or turkey thighs, you're going to have to really figure out how to get that skin rendered.
So, what about if you are spritzing maybe with chicken stock?
That would be an option. So the reason you put fat on there is because fat renders fat. So you're trying to render the fat
Right.
in the chicken skin, or in the turkey skin, whichever one you're doing.
My fat makes me look fat. Let's use olive oil.
Yeah, I would probably cook them in a pan with chicken stock covered. I would do it the reverse of what most people normally do. Most people start it uncovered and then cover it with butter. Since you can't do butter, I would probably cook it in chicken stock to render that skin and then take it out and finish it. So let the skin dry out. That's probably how I would do it if I couldn't use butter.
Okay.
Does that make
So,
sense?
and then let's say if we're covering with olive oil, is that going to allow the smoke to penetrate through the skin?
It should not affect smoke penetration.
Okay, so olive oil should not affect smoke penetration. What will affect smoke penetration?
So the colder the meat is, the more smoke it's going to absorb. So like I would not set the meat out and like bring it up to room temperature. And moisture. Smoke is attracted to cold and moisture. So
So then would brining be best?
yes, you need to be careful. I've never cooked kosher chicken, but I've heard it's salty.
Yes.
So you need to be careful you're not adding more salt.
What about with brisket?
I inject brisket. It's the thickness of it. The brine's not going to get in there.
Okay.
So you can inject it if you want to add more moisture. But yeah, a lot of people, they just let it come up to temperature before that's just more time that could have been sitting in the smoke. So I just go right out of the cooler of the fridge onto the smoker.
Okay, with all of your meats?
Yes.
Other than the chicken, which we're going to be cooking first in a covered pan?
Yes.
So got that raw. Yes.
You got a whole week to practice. A week, almost 2 weeks to practice.
Almost 2 weeks to practice.
So I would test the theory, but that's how I've cooked chicken legs like that. I used to cook chicken legs in competition in chicken broth or chicken stock until they were about halfway done, and then I take them out and put them on there to get smoke, and that works to render the skin.
Okay, so all of that moisture that you've then locked in is going to help your chicken.
Yeah,
absorb
I
this.
mean, it's gonna be wet when it comes out of there, so it's,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
And that's a much smaller piece of meat, so the surface area versus the,
So
You're gonna get a
what
lot more
time,
smoke.
so if we're doing it that way, how long and what temperature would be best for drying?
I would do them probably 45 minutes, it's, total time is gonna be an hour and a half to 2 hours probably, at 275, 300.
But if we're doing an hour in a cupboard,
Yeah, then I would
so
check them out.
what time once it comes out of the cupboard to?
It should, I would say between 30 minutes and an hour would be.
Okay, and are we reseasoning, because now it's like wet,
Yes,
so
I'm
we're
seeing-
putting reseasoning,
Yes.
we're putting on the smoker a wet, mostly cooked piece of chicken.
Yes, either way, it's gonna be indirect. Yeah, I wouldn't put that right over the charcoal, I wouldn't.
Right, but I found last year that the grill really did not impart, did not impart a smoke flavor, it imparted a charcoal flavor.
I don't think that'll hurt you, I think they'll be, either one of those, the judges will interpret as smoke and be happy with.
And what is the test for the proper bark on the chicken or turkey?
So there's always a lot of debate on this. There's no official rule on that, but you want the skin to be bite through. So like if you bite it, you don't want the whole skin to come with.
So we want it to crisp, like to,
So it either needs to be crispy or it needs to just like almost melt into the chicken. Like it's you can barely tell it's there. If you cook it in the stock like that, it's going to be more like that. It's going to be like the skin and the meat will be like one. The fat will render down and it'll just come out.
that's not turkey sausage.
It's
Not
good.
on purpose, it just. Okay.
Lots of good questions.
Anything else, everybody? Is this the end, or you got more?
I can talk about barbecue as long as you
Oh,
want to.
no.
so.
Yeah, but where's the
I
samples?
can't thank you enough, really. God willing, we'll keep this going, I hope you'll be available.
Yep, I'm happy to help. If anyone has questions afterwards, I said you got 2 weeks, so go home and try some of these, and if you got any questions, feel free to